So yesterday we saw that a title update was added to Black Ops 6's database on PlayStation, prompting the speculation of when that would be coming. With 2 additional things coming throughout this week here, it wasn't a bad guess to assume that it would be coming on Thursday to mark the start of not only the hit list event, but also the new pillar of ranked play being added to Black Ops 6. But while a good guess, that's not what happened here, as we actually got this update dropping today, surprisingly. So today we're running down what you need to know and what changed, so drop your thoughts as we go along. What do you think of this update? Were you wanting a little more? Happy with it? Let me know. But if you enjoyed the video, you find it at all insightful, do me a favor, drop a like on it, and if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe to stay up to date with all things Black Ops 6 and join us on that new journey to 700,000 subscribers. I'd love to have you join us in the community if you're new, but for now, let's get into what this update changed. So Black Ops 6's newest update added and adjusted a few things, but surprisingly, it may not be exactly what you were expecting, because when I saw the patch notes, it wasn't what I was expecting. The larger of the patch notes come from Black Ops 6 adjustments. Kind of surprisingly, as the state of Warzone currently, I was kind of expecting that to be the reverse of that, but let's start there. Probably the largest marquee item out of this update, and as we'll touch on in a second, maybe the reason for this title update, rather than just a hotfix or playlist update, is the return of legacy XP tokens to Black Ops 6. We know the story by now. It's been the talk of the town this past week in the COD space, and 100% honest with you, I did not expect them to move on this as quick as they did, especially when they announced a few days ago that we'd learn more about this next week, not see a fix for this in a few days. So while I do welcome this change here, it did catch me off guard a bit. Now, what I mean by this may have indeed been the reason for the title update itself actually comes back to what was said with the announcement of that, where Treyarch mentioned they were removed because of a UI bug that caused instability in the build, and that was the reason why they were removed and nothing really else beyond that. Now, being skeptical and a bit of a cynic when it comes to the COD brand and money-motivated moves in the last 5 years especially, while I fully know that game dev is a house of cards and any minuscule change and thing that isn't intended could break a build, it was just one of those things like, are you sure about that? Is that really the reason why? It's one of those type of moments. But with this being the only thing that I can think of that would actually impact why we had a title update rather than, again, a hotfix or a playlist update, maybe it was actually the case, or at least a convenient out for it. Like one part actual stability bug that was caused by this being in the UI, and one part backlash of everybody saying, why did you take these away from us, that we did get them back in a fixed capacity, especially given the sizing of the update. Grand scheme of things, it was a smaller title update by comparison to what we normally see. I think the smallest that I saw of the sizing being around 1 gigabyte or so, in that range of 1 to 5 gigabytes here for this one, when seasonal and substantial updates are anywhere from 20, 30, 40 gigabytes and up. So 1 to 5 gigabytes is pretty inconsequential in the grand scheme of what we usually see for title updates. Another larger item you may have seen, I think I've seen it more so in Warzone than in Black Ops 6, but it was the patching of a bug or the glitch to apply Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3 camos to Black Ops 6 weaponry. It was stated that camos from previous titles were not designed for Black Ops 6 weapons, and attachments are not supported due to visual inconsistencies. Now, personally speaking, any of the footage that I saw of this, it didn't look like that was the case. It seemed like they applied pretty well. And personally, going into Black Ops 6 Warzone, I had hopes that camos would be able to be cross-applied since it's all the same engine, and we saw it doable with Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3, but it appears that's not the case, which is a bummer, but it was never mentioned that we'd have that. Just that'd be cool, it seems like the tech is there type of speculation on it. And honestly, these type of things, when I see them happening, always worry me, because historically, I've seen a lot of people in the community, in the comments, that have done these bugs and glitches, then they're like, why did I get banned? And that sometimes is the root cause of it, because people will see that in-game, see you have a camo that isn't for that game's weaponry, and then report you, and either the Ricochet systems or the team behind the anti-cheat will be like, oh, that's gotta be an unlock tool, and then boom, that's the end of that account, or at the least a shadow ban. So those things, personally, as cool as it would be to have that cloudy camo from Season 6 on Black Ops 6 weapons, or a prestige camo or something like that, ain't no way I'm touching that personally with a 10-foot pole. Beyond that, there were some additional changes that were worth mentioning. The Weaver Repairman Operator skin was fixed. Part of the I Dead bundle might be the first bundle I've bought in a while that I'm like, yeah, I like that one a lot. I think that was worth it, because I don't ever care about shop stuff, but that bundle was sick. But the interesting part was the problem with this bundle, the Weaver Operator skin, just the Weaver Operator skin. Anytime you had it equipped, it was something that all of your optics, all of your sights were misaligned. You didn't actually have them pointing to where your shot was going as that center point, but it was only if you used that operator skin, which, like, I'm sure there's a joke somewhere about Weaver's depth perception. I mean, even the Treyarch team designed this skin to have tape over the eye of the mask where the patch would be, so they're taking it a comical route, but that should be fixed with this update as well. We also saw UI updates for individual hit marker shots in-game, tracer and inspect previews improved for weapons in the shop, improvements to steering with view-based vehicle controls, and various stability fixes across the board. Again, I kind of think that ties back into maybe that UI bug with the legacy XP tokens, but that was the Black Ops 6 side of things. Warzone, this is where it's kind of funny. The only things that were mentioned were the legacy tokens, improved hitmarker UI, tracer and inspect previews, Weaver misalignment, and the camo issues that were all shared from Black Ops 6's patch notes, and then 2 additional things that are specific to Warzone of fixed an issue allowing players to earn more XP in Battle Royale than intended, and fixed an issue that caused shotguns to have longer damage ranges than intended. One of those I get entirely, like obviously shotguns shouldn't be long rifles, but I have no idea what would have caused players to get more XP than intended, but it also kind of furthers that doubling down of really player retention by nerfing XP rates if it's not in association with a genuine game-breaking glitch. So those are 2 odd ones, and odd that those are the only things. Like, I'm honestly pretty surprised by this. In a sort of surprise update that kind of felt like an emergency update, that it was pushed out this fast, instead of waiting for, again, like in 2 days when we have a new update for an event, and also the ranked play launch here. It just seemed odd that there wasn't anything on the Warzone side of things here. Like, here's the thing. I don't play Warzone much anymore. If I do, it's probably just because I'm gaming with Immortal, Lazy, and the crew that I play with a lot, and they need footage or something, and I'm just kind of, hey, I'll tag along for the ride. But I really haven't cared much about Warzone as of lately, to the point where I didn't even put up a Season 1 Top 10 loadout video, which, for context, to give a little bit of a peek behind the curtain in relation to, like, the content creator side of things here, those are view gold mines every single year as the integrations happen, because everybody's looking for everything, easy views, but didn't even put one of those up because I honestly don't care that much about Warzone at the moment. It's not my cup of tea right now, but even with my level of disassociation, I can see just how busted this integration was in a number of different areas. Like, genuinely game-breaking things, some audio is absolutely non-existent depending on the map, momentum-killing bugs out there for movement, as well as things like Rebirth Island was just entirely removed because there were so many issues with what was going on with it. So, for Warzone to not have any sort of meaningful patches with this update, something has to be coming additionally, right? Like, we have to have another title update and other fixes soon, no? It's just wild that we got a title update for stuff that's so minimal of what we saw in Black Ops 6, and then a plethora of issues in Warzone not being touched. It's just odd. So we'll see, but we do have a few more updates again coming throughout this week that, again, ranked play and the new seasonal event of the hit list are all coming with a handful of new functional items that will go into the armory after that if you don't unlock them in time, but we could be seeing more changes coming with those as well, that they just weren't rushed out with this update. But that's what changed in this update 1.62 for Black Ops 6 post Season 1. So let me know your thoughts, but before we wrap everything up, a quick shout out to my friends over at Gamer Advantage. They just released their new Horizon 2.0 frames, which I've been loving for the week or so that I've had them ahead of launch here, and the Horizons have always been my favorite since they released those. They're lightweight, durable, and the clear frames, honestly, if you get those, it doesn't even feel like you have anything on. Like, it's pretty nice. Now with the 2.0, the new versions, they're more durable, sturdier. Like, the frame strength and build quality was definitely something that I noticed immediately with my review pair they sent me, and of course, they're still incredibly comfortable. So, full transparency, they're a bit more of an investment, but if you're like me, you're looking at a monitor, phone, or gaming for a good chunk of the day, I know that Black Ops 6 has absolutely consumed me this past month and still does. At the very least, I'd recommend checking out their website where they can better break down the science, the pros of it all, and all that kind of stuff. Having worked with them for going on 4 years now, what I can say is that I'd highly recommend them, but if you want to check it out for yourself, check the link in the description below, and if you want to pick something up for yourself, use code ESPRESSO to get 10% off your entire order. But for now, that's where we're gonna wrap it up. Let me know your thoughts down below. What do you guys think of this update? Like it, dislike it, kind of surprised by it, whatever the case, let me know your thoughts. If you guys enjoyed the video, you found it at all insightful, do me a favor and drop a like on it. Of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a single thing regarding all things Black Ops 6. We still got a lot on deck here that I'm excited to bring you guys, so I'd love to have you in the community. But for now, thanks so much for watching. Mine has been ESPRESSO. I'll see you later. Take care, and peace.